Hello Skiller fans, today we will break down the style of Manny Rodriguez and we will also dive into some boxing theory to really understand the science behind his style. Oftentimes us, as spectators of the sport, are deeply immersed in only the flashiest of moves. These flashy moves are definitely eye-catching, but we also tend to forget that good, solid textbook fundamentals are just as important, or even more so. So, let's explore exactly what we mean when we say solid fundamentals, and why are those so important.
Back in it, here's the shot. Whoa, down he goes!
Boxing stance. Manny likes to have a very squared stance. What separates this from a bladed stance is that a bladed stance will pretty much turn your body in half because of its sideways position. This means the opponent has less surface area to hit, but it comes at the expense of your offense. A squared stance does the opposite. With this stance, your body is now fully directed towards the opponent. And while this means your opponent has more areas to hit now, it also means that you have an easier time landing your attacks because you're faced right towards them.
Came into that fight expecting me.
He also keeps his hands up at almost all times. But let's see how exactly he benefits from that high guard. Skills. The high guard. What's really interesting about Manny's high guard is how dynamic he is with it. A lot of boxers will just put their hands up and keep themselves in one spot as the opponent pounds on them. Manny, on the other hand, will constantly be moving around and utilising head movement while his hands are up at the same time.
Take some waves here. By Rodriguez.
I know Al was waiting and we worked together on Showbox.
Why just solely rely on head movement to defend yourself when you can combine the two? If you weren't fast enough to dodge the punch with your head movement alone, then those hands being up will still protect you.
3 rounds. 7 victories within 3 rounds. Has 7 victories within 3 rounds.
This simple fundamental, solid fundamental, keeps you safe from so much unnecessary damage.
Oh, there's blood on the box.
He further adds to this by combining the high guard with bobbing and weaving motions, making it even harder for the opponent to land a good clean hit.
You need. He says everyone in the island is really painful after.
He's giving Rodriguez those opportunities right now. When you see Manny let his hands go, you'll see Gabar right there.
This bobbing and weaving motion of his also makes guys more hesitant to throw, which allows Manny to get in closer range to them.
Like what I'm seeing from Rodriguez defensively.
Commitment to the combinations. What's also interesting about Manny is how he will push to finish the combo even if the first few punches don't land clean.
Rodriguez gonna become champion of the world! Rodriguez unloads!
That shows his great commitment to the combinations he throws and his ability to adjust his precision while punching. The first 3 to 4 punches could miss, but Manny will continue on with the combo even if that happens, not allowing a chance for the opponent to capitalise.
Taking that jab right to the midsection. Walio taking that jab right to the midsection. Walio.
He's not the type to back away just because he didn't immediately get the clean shot.
Heavy bombs have landed already.
Rather, he will work towards the clean shot with a multitude of other punches behind it.
People that until the next tuning in and supporting Raymart Gabalio and seconds to go. So if you have a round of some sorts, Rodriguez keeping his distance, very technical fighter. There's a
Some boxers sometimes stop throwing after missing a punch, which in some cases can be good as a precaution. But in boxing, it is really important to let your hands go.
Rodriguez moves him back.
And not let a few missed punches stop you from putting combinations together. Slipping and counters. Perhaps Manny's biggest skill is his ability to slip his opponent's punches and come back with a counter of his own.
To that fight, expected to be the good counter right hand, unable to do it. Now he's hurt again.
Now, as we all know, the jab is the most fundamental punch in boxing. It is the punch that will set up all your other punches, and once you control the opponent with the jab, you pretty much control the whole fight. What Manny is really good at is taking this key punch away from his opponent.
Rodriguez tells him, we are coming up on the halfway point of the fight, but Rodriguez.
He'll simply slip his head just a few inches away to the side the moment his opponent jabs, and this split-second opening allows him to throw a counter of his own at them.
Was ablaze. Caught fire, mostly on his legs and back.
Manny has many different variations of how he slips and what punch he will throw after he slips. Sometimes he'll slip to the inside and throw an overhand.
He's very game and he's trying to turn this.
Sometimes he'll slip to the outside and throw a jab or a straight.
At all, but he's going to lift Flores, BJ Flores.
The left side of the head.
Old Australian.
And other times, when he slips their jab, he will throw an uppercut either to the head or body.
Responsible after you shoot those body shots. Get
Andrew, his brother and your hunger.
He will even commit to a combination immediately after slipping the punch.
No, he tricks you. He's over his front leg.
To try to create some space. Look back on May 5th.
He will also mix up the slipping with a pull counter.
You know, he's hair. Look at that.
So instead of slipping to the side, he will pull his head and body back just enough to where the opponent's punch can't reach him, and then come back at them with a clean and fast counter.
Mainly Lennox, he's got a 17 years old. He can fill in the got hit on the button.
Flaws. Now, a flaw of Manny's style is that he keeps his head in the center at all times, especially when he starts committing to power punches.
And you know, Jeff,
he tends to do this when he starts getting more anxious and looks to land one big punch.
He'll explode at any one moment.
Those tough fights, I remember Jeff.
At times, he has stayed in the center line too long, which has given his opponent enough time to land clean punches. Now, while this style may not be the flashiest out there, it is still highly effective. It's good to take a step back and relearn the fundamentals, and this is something that a lot of beginners tend to forget. They want to quickly reach the next step without mastering the first step. Guys like Emmanuel Rodriguez are a reminder to all of us that you don't need all these crazy flashy moves to become a champion. A solid understanding of the basic fundamentals will already help you reach a long way.
Combination of body shot.
But now, we would love to know your opinion on the comments. Do you see any other skills or flaws in Manny Rodriguez? Let us know, and if you like this video, you can find more on our channel. And to your left, we have chosen a video that we thought you may like.